Today I'm going to show you how to go about writing a piece of opinion writing. Now, an opinion is something that you think. It's not true, it's not false, it's your opinion, it's your idea about something, it's your view of something. So, the opinion writing we're going to be doing is going to be after we've read an article. Okay, so here are the steps to an opinion writing that are based on an article. The first step is to read the article. So in this case, I have already read the article, which is called Deep in the Ocean. Okay, so I've already read it. Step number 2, read the question. So here's the question. Would you want to be an oceanographer when you grow up? Why or why not? Again, the question is, would you want to be an oceanographer when you grow up? Why or why not? Now, after reading this, you would know that an oceanographer is someone who studies ocean life. So it's asking me, do I want to be that? Would I want to be that when I grow up? So I've read the article, I've read the question. Now I need to form an opinion. I need to choose a side. So, do I want to be an oceanographer when I grow up? Or would I not want to be an oceanographer when I grow up? After reading the article, I decided that I would not want to be an oceanographer when I grow up. Now, here is the graphic organizer that you're going to be using too. The topic will be given to you. Okay, this is the question. Remember when we go back here, it says read the question. Here's the question or the topic. Would you want to be an oceanographer when you grow up? Why or why not? The third step, form an opinion or choose a side. That's here where it says state your opinion clearly. I wrote, I do not want to be an oceanographer when I grow up. If you had a different opinion, you could write, I would want to be an oceanographer when I grow up. But because this is my opinion writing, I chose I do not want to be an oceanographer when I grow up. So, next step. Number 4, here's where it's the most work for the assignment. Step number 4, go back into the text to find specific reasons why you chose the side you did. So I chose I do not want to be an oceanographer when I grow up. I need to pick at least 3 specific reasons why I do not want to be an oceanographer when I grow up. And they need to come from the text. So I'm going to go back into the text, and while I was reading, there's one thing that jumped out at me was that so when you're an oceanographer, you have to dive deep sometimes. And if I read this section to you again, the deep ocean below 1,000 meters is freezing cold. The weight of water or water pressure below 39.6 meters can harm you. Sport divers wear air tanks filled with a mixture of gases for safety. Deep divers wear a special hard diving suit to protect them from the water pressure. For really deep dives, groups or 2 or 3 scientists ride in a small submarine called a submersible. So this part of the text is one reason why I do not want to be an oceanographer, because oceanographers might have to do deep dives such as this, and the way they describe it to me, for me personally, it's not something that I would enjoy. It's actually something that might be a little scary for me. So it says it's freezing cold down there. The water pressure could harm you, meaning the force that the water is pushing on you could harm you. They have to have special things for safety, which tells me that something bad could happen. So this is one reason, because of the deep dives. Okay, these are not 3 different reasons. Not because the water's cold, the water pressure, and safety. this is all one reason. It's because they might have to deep dive. So that's what I'm going to put for my first reason. This is a graphic organizer. You're not expected to write out incomplete sentences necessarily. So this, feel free to bullet or just write your ideas. Don't have to be complete sentences in the graphic organizer, but when you write it out, it does have to be complete sentences. So deep dives, I'm going to put cold, dangerous. I'm going to write, what else did it say in the text? I'll put specifically, they have to have hard diving suit to protect them. So I want to tell you, why is it dangerous, right? So cold, dangerous, divers, deep divers have to wear protective gear and use special air tanks. Why is that? Why is them wearing protective gear and using special air tanks a part of my reason? Well, it's just proving that it's that deep diving can be dangerous. So I'm going to write that. This proves deep diving can be dangerous. So that's one reason I do not want to be an oceanographer when I grow up. Now I need to come up with another reason. So if I go back into the text and I go to the paragraph that talks about oceanographers, okay, it says oceanographers. Scientists who study the ocean are called oceanographers. They often live for months on a ship and work 7 days a week. To me, this fact about oceanographers is not something that is appealing to me. It's not something that I would like to do. Having to live on a ship for months and work 7 days a week, no weekends, no days off to rest. You would be away from your family and friends if you have to live on a ship for months. So that's another reason that I would not want to be an oceanographer when I grow up. So oceanographers have to live on ships for months and often work 7 days a week. I want to explain that a little bit more. So I would miss my friends and family, right? I also would not get days to rest like the weekend. That's not something that I would want for my life. So that's a second reason I would not want to be an oceanographer when I grew up. Now I need a third reason. Let's go back into the text. So would it be cool to study all these different animals? Yeah, I would. But you have to, when you're doing an opinion piece, you have to pick a side. You have to choose one side and you have to defend your side with evidence. Okay, let's see. So it talks about marine species, which is like marine animals or living organisms. That's not really about the life of an oceanographer. Huge Arctic sea life, freezing water. Scientists learn that life is adaptable. So there's no other real reason that I wouldn't want to be a oceanographer, right? So I'm going to leave it at my two reasons. You have to have at least two. If you have three, it's really good, but you cannot have just one. You have to have more than one reason. So I have two pretty good reasons. Is that deep dives are cold and dangerous. Deep divers have to wear protective gear and use special air tanks. This proves deep diving can be dangerous. Oceanographers have to live on ships for months and often work 7 days a week. I would miss my friends and family. I also would not get days to rest like the weekend. I could also write in there, I would miss being able to be on land, right? Because for so long, because you're on a ship. You're not on land. You can't go to the store, can't go to the park. You're on a ship. So it's harder to leave. So you have, I'm going to put in parentheses, less freedom. Okay, so I have two reasons, but they're strong reasons. And that brings us kind of to step 5. So step 4 was go back into the text to find specific reasons why I chose that I didn't want to be an oceanographer when I grew up. And number 5 is to organize your reasons in your graphic organizer. We did that. And we also need to finish our graphic organizer by putting our concluding statement. A concluding statement goes very similarly with our topic and our opinion. So when it asked me for my opinion, what do I think? Would I want to be an oceanographer? I do not want to be an oceanographer when I grow up. So I'm going to write in my conclusion sentences, these are the reasons I would not want to be an oceanographer when I grow up. So I'm kind of restating my opinion and telling you that the reasons I said above, that's why. Okay? So that brings us to step number 6, which is to type out your response in complete sentences. This is not complete sentences. This is a graphic organizer. This is a way to organize your thoughts and your information. We need to write it out now, which is the last step, to write it out in sentence form. So fill out the graphic organizer that was attached to the assignment. We already did that. To plan out your story. Write your opinion to the topic by following the plans you made. So everything you wrote in your organizer is going to be helpful for you to write. Don't ignore this. You did this for a reason. It's a planning tool. We use this to plan. Now we need to write our opinion below using complete sentences and evidence from the text. We already put evidence from the text for our reasons. So using this to help us will be super easy. But we need to make sure they're complete sentences. So the first sentence will be our topic sentence, okay, which should be our opinion. So this is like your topic sentence. It's your opinion. You want to say that first. So there are a few reasons why I would not want to be an oceanographer when I grow up. That's my topic sentence. It tells my reader what my whole thing's about, and it tells them my opinion right up front. Now, this box down here gives us a little hint. After our opinion, we need to use linking words and phrases like because, therefore, since, for example, and for instance to connect your opinion reasons. So I can't just go from there are a few reasons why I would not want to be an oceanographer when I grow up to writing reason 1. I need to say one reason is, or one example is. That's a transition word. That's a linking word. Those are super important when you go from one idea to the next, okay, or from the topic sentence to an actual reason. So one reason I would not want to be an oceanographer when I grow up is because it can be dangerous. Now, should I be done with that part? It can be dangerous. That is not sufficient enough. You need to explain. How is it dangerous? How is it dangerous? Well, we wrote it here. We can say that the temperatures can get to be really cold and the air pressure can be really strong. The water temperatures can get extremely cold when you go on deep dives, and the water pressure can also harm you. okay?